it to Sintra. We're eating breakfast at our hotel, and we've got 2 palaces that we want to see today. And then this afternoon we're actually flying to Madeira. So got a lot going on today. It's going to be a busy day. Hey guys, welcome back to World Joe Traveled. Today, Evan and I are going to be exploring Sintra, Portugal. So in Sintra, there are a couple of locations that we've been wanting to see for a really, really long time. So I'm really excited to show those to you. One of them is a hidden tower. It's actually under the ground, and I was overjoyed to be there. We made it to Pena Palace, and we're walking up there. It's quite the trek. So when I was planning our trip to Portugal, Pena Palace in Sintra was one of the key places that I wanted to see. We didn't have a super long time, so we got up early in order to spend as much time here as we could. So cost to get in is 20 euros for adults, so that's everybody 18 to 64. And then pricing for youth and then seniors is 18 euros per person. They also have a family pass as well. We spent a couple of hours there. We had limited time, so that's why we only spent a few hours. I will say too, you can buy another ticket for the inside of the palace. We opted not to because from the reviews that we read, it was the outside that was what you wanted to see. So we spent a couple of hours just walking around the palace, and it was beautiful. I would highly, highly recommend just going and even walking around.
Yeah, it was really pretty. It was not at all what I was expecting, and like the colors of the place, like you saw a lot of familiar architecture, and we actually learned from the guy that ended up driving us up the hill that the architect of the palace ended up taking some inspiration from some other world sites like Big Ben and the Taj Mahal, and you could definitely see him in the architecture out there, but Google Maps lied to us.
It lied, for sure.
Yeah, so from our hotel, it said it was like a 25 to 30 minute walk. So we started our walk up there, and this guy in a taxi asked us if we needed a ride. And I initially said no, and Joanna kind of overrode me and said yes. And it was about a 20-minute drive up there, and it was steep.
Yeah, it was all uphill.
And I was very glad that we got in that cab, because the hike out of there, as you'll see, was... it was long.
Extensive. This is legitimately one of the coolest castles I've ever seen. It's amazing. It's been very well kept up. Just the architecture is unbelievable. And the colors are fantastic.
It's a hike to get up here, though. You're not going to need a ton of time to explore the exterior of the palace. I have no idea how long the interior tour takes, but we got through pretty much everything in about an hour, not even an hour and a half, and it was so beautiful out there.
It was.
There's just so many spots. If you're a photographer, so many different cool spots to take pictures, and we loved it. The views of Portugal from they had these parapets out there that were just amazing, and it was a cool stop. I was not expecting
it.
That.
It was. We loved it. And like Evan said, everywhere that you looked, if you're a photographer or you need an Instagrammable spot, cannot recommend it enough. I will say too that if you are opting to see the interior of the palace, you're going to need to stand in a separate line, and that line was pretty long. So that was another reason we opted not to go inside the palace.
I think they had time slots for it too, so you had to predetermine your spot, but yeah, we just didn't have time to go inside, and the outside was more than enough.
I would highly, highly recommend Pena Palace. It's amazing. Amazing.
say something a bit?
We left the castle. Now we're walking through the gardens and we're kind of lost.
I think we were supposed to go left back there.
Should we turn around?
There's no path here. But look.
Oh, great.
Maybe link up. Maybe we found a shortcut. So the gardens outside of Pena Palace are huge. The taxi driver ended up dropping some other people off that were riding with us up there at the garden entrance, and from what I understand, what he was telling them, like, you can spend a full day out there exploring the gardens and not see everything. But it was like, whenever we left, we had to walk through part of them. It was really pretty. You could see like this old Scottish looking castle up on a hill, and it was like, we felt like we were lost the entire time, even though Google Maps told us we were on there.
Yeah. And I was wearing sandals, and I would recommend not wearing sandals, probably just some tennis shoes whenever you're there. The walk down was downhill, so it was like sharp downhills. And there were people like climbing, like rock climbing there too, which we didn't expect that at all. Evan, where are we?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Google Maps took us here. And we're like in the middle of a forest.
But we're on the blue dots.
Yeah, we're on the blue dots and we see lots of other people, so.
So like I said before, we thought we were lost many times. You start walking through like these courtyards and what I thought were people's yards. You did get to see some pretty cool old Portuguese architecture, but the whole time we thought we were lost, but there were tons of other people on the path with us. So we thought we had to be going the right way. Google Maps said we were on the right track, and we just blindly trusted it, and we ended up getting where we needed to go. But it was, I loved it.
Yeah. I will tell you, if you go to Sintra or if you go to Lisbon, take a day trip to Pena Palace. It's beautiful. It's fun. It is, I cannot recommend it enough. We loved it.
Get a car to take you up and down.
Yes, take a car. Going to see the initiation chamber, which is connected to the Knights Templar, and I'm obsessed with that time in history, so it's a big deal for Joanna. So one place in Portugal that I had been dying to see was the initiation well. I think that it's like one of the most interesting places in all of Europe. I'm in the initiation chamber. It's awesome. Look at this place. So I'm a huge fan of medieval history, and when I found out that the initiation well was close to Pena Palace, we saved time to go there. It was amazing. It was awesome. I can't find the exact date that it was built, but it is said to be connected to the Knights Templar, and it is highly, highly worth a visit.
Yeah, this place was really, really unique. I only knew about the initiation chamber, and like that spiral staircase going down was super, super cool. We got some awesome pictures out there, and I just absolutely loved it. I'd seen pictures of it. I'd seen videos of it that Joanna had shown me online. It's a place you got to go. It is unlike anything else I have ever seen. It was...
Yeah, we've been to quite a few places in Europe, and this one was probably the most unique. Just how it's positioned and located and all those types of things. And what do you think?
It's pretty freaking awesome. Pretty awesome.
You're like crouched down in some tunnel.
Ow! Just drilled my head. Ow!
So after you walk down the spiral staircase through the initiation well, you don't climb back up. You actually go out through secret tunnels that are underneath the ground. So there were quite a few different walkways underneath. So we took one of them and found another half-built well, which was pretty fascinating. But that's how you get out of it. You don't actually climb back up all those stairs. You just go straight out into the gardens. This place is so cool. We did not expect all these underground passageways. They're very crudely carved, but it is amazing. Amazing. Highly recommend coming here if you're in Sintra.
So the initiation chamber is just a small part in a much bigger place that we actually went to, and I'd like to apologize to the Portuguese people because I'm probably going to mispronounce this, but it's called Quinta da Regaleira, and this place was super cool. Every bit as cool as Pena Palace was. The gardens were awesome. There was little churches, all these little old medieval architecture buildings. It was really pretty, and then they actually had a palace, not anywhere near the size of Pena Palace, but just this really cool Gothic architecture out there. And this place, we did not get to spend near enough time that I would have liked to have spent out there, but it was really pretty, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so pricing for tickets are for adults 18 to 64 or 15 euros. And to get the tickets, you book a time slot, so they let people in every 30 minutes. We booked online and had no issues getting in.
Yeah, it was, we actually booked online while we were standing in line. We actually learned about the time slots while we were standing out there, and I think we got one of the last few ones, but you may want to come a little better prepared than we did.
Yeah, we just did it on the fly. Fortunately, we were able to get in.
So for the most part, the place was pretty well marked. There was some restaurants in there. As soon as we got in the grounds, we just followed the signs up to the initiation chamber, and then we just kind of explored, and it actually took us a little while to find the main castle in there, but you don't need tickets to go inside. It's just part of it. We walked around. There was some cool stuff in there. It talked about the history of the palace and kind of who has occupied it, and it was a cool little tour to just walk around in there. And
yeah, they had a lot of wood carvings as well. So the ceilings were carved, and there were some other pieces of architecture that were carved out of wood, and it was really pretty. It was just beautiful. I will say too, they have a restaurant there. They also had a gift shop that we couldn't find, and then a bathroom. So recommend using it there.
where are we, Joe?
We're in the palace. Same place. Look at the ceiling. It looks to be.
No, it is. Yeah.
It's amazing.
The stonework outside, the woodworking inside.
Yeah. There's a lot of thought, effort put into this place.
Beautiful.
Overall, I would highly recommend going and seeing this location, this palace and the initiation well. I'd recommend spending 2 to 2.5 hours here if you want to take your time. Yeah, it was absolutely beautiful, and just thinking about it makes me want to go back and see it again.
All right, JoJo. Honest reaction.
Amazing. Highly recommend coming here. We spent about 2 hours.
Yeah, and we could have easily spent more. We didn't see probably half of it, but we got to catch a flight.
Yep. But the grounds, we got to The grounds were what we didn't get to see, but we did get to see the initiation chamber and the palace in 2 hours.
Yeah, that's what we came for.
And the grounds are pretty extensive. So if you enjoy nature and want to see all of that, I definitely plan for some more time. But this place is spectacular.
Very well maintained too.
Yeah, just gorgeous.
And if you want more info on the history of it, it looks like there's lots and lots of guides you can pick up even here to kind of tell you about the history of this place.
And it was 27 euros for both of us to get in. So not 27 each, 27 total. So really not that bad.
Yeah.
We loved Sintra. It was beautiful.
Big surprise.
Yeah. So we are only here for like 1 day, and now we're going back to the airport, and we're flying to an island off the coast of Portugal, and we'll be there for almost the rest of the time that we're in Portugal. So yeah, Sintra is beautiful. Highly recommend it. That's all we've got for you guys today. If you found our information useful, please like, subscribe, share, and save. Next up, we will be going to Madeira, which is known as the Hawaii of Europe. So we hope you guys enjoy that. And if you would like to catch up on our honeymoon series, you can do so here. Have a good day. Thanks for being here.